Good afternoon. Welcome to Choti's Masterclass. I hope you can hear me. I'm going to start my presentation. So first of all, I just want to introduce myself. I run a workshop for startups every month online. And this is just a little thing I've started in the community to help myself learn more about how to grow a business. So hopefully I'm going to give you the tips from ideas to implementation. So you have a brilliant idea. The ideas are floating through your head. How do you get that idea onto paper? First of all, you need to ask, why am I doing this? Who is it for? What problem is it solving? How am I going to get it to the market? So you start with your market research. If you know who you're solving the problem to, market research becomes much better for you. So you start thinking, what problems are you solving for the customer? What are their needs? And this way, your idea will start developing some sort of shape. Always remember, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And there's a good um, thing from Simon Sinek, which I highly recommend. It's on TED Talk, The Golden Circle, which says start with why. That really explains how you get your why. I've been in business for over 20 years now, and I'm still learning. It's all about learning. It's all about building relationship, being persistent, being consistent with your work, showing customers the service that you're providing, showing value, and that's how you get repeat business. When you build your team, you really need to have lots of skills around you because that's what will really define your business. Building a team of people who also is aligned with your mission, vision, and values, you need the right expertise. So you need sales team, marketing, operations. You need an accountant to give you idea with the finance side of it, the tax side. You need someone to help you with social media, advertising. All these skills are really important. And without these skills, the business does suffer. So I would highly recommend you start learning how to do marketing, how to do advertising, and this will really help you market your idea. Right. So what is your brand? What's your brand mission? What's your vision? What's your value? When you have a vision, which means your end goal, you start working towards how you're going to get those customers, how you're going to look after those customers, how you're going to build a relationship with them. And the way to do that is a little exercise called SWOT. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Once you start doing that, your idea will develop some sort of structure and it will really help you define your competition. And this is where you will start getting your unique selling point or unique selling proposition. Why are you different to the competition? Why would customers come to you? It's so important to have that USP because if you are giving value and benefits to the customer, they will want to come back for your service. All this is so important for your customer relationship. There's so much more to getting the idea to market. You need to also plan. You need to do a little what I call a business model canvas. Now on Google, you get lots of templates and that will show you your customers and value propositions, channels, key partners, cost structures, revenue streams, and much more. And this will really, you need to spend time working on this. Use post notes so you can keep changing your model. And then after you've got all the information, you start doing online surveys, networking, asking customers. The early customers will give you an idea on your prototype. It will give you an idea on where to take that next. All the feedback you receive from your customer through testimonials, reviews will make that product and service much better. It is hard work. It does take time, and there will be days when you'll have roller coaster moments. Don't worry, take your break, go for exercise, do meditation, then come back to the problem. It's not easy. I guarantee you that. I've been there. I've been doing this for many, many years and I still find it really hard. But what keeps me going is my why. Why am I doing this? Why am I working? Why am I serving the customers? I love it. It's my job to serve. It's my it's my passion to serve. I love helping people and that's why I'm here. So, well, you've had all these little ideas. Now you've got some structure. The other thing I recommend you do is a business plan. You've got all your information, you've put it all together, it's all coming together slowly. The business plan will help you with more forecasting, help you get more realistic figures, and help you get this business idea to your investors, to the banks for your loans. You might need funding, you might not need funding. It all depends on your business model. So, what I really want to say today is don't give up on your idea. All the skills you have are transferable. I started in the bank as a customer service officer. I wasn't an entrepreneur. I wasn't an entrepreneur. I just did a job that was required of me. And slowly, through following blogs, reading business books, following top influence on LinkedIn, that is how I now reached this passion to help others find their why. I'm open to questions and I really like to make it as interactive as possible. I hope I can see your questions here. If not, I'm always available by phone and also by email, and I can share that with you. And I hope and wish you all the best in your journey. My email address is jotisworkshop@gmail.com. If you've got any questions regarding how to take the idea and develop it into a business model, I'm always here to help you. Thank you for listening. Good luck, and I'll wait for your questions. What would you consider good and bad market research? That's one of the questions. I will try and answer that for you. A good research is when you put lots of time together in finding out who will be buying your product or service. Once you know that someone is happy to buy your service or product, you will have to try and see what sort of pricing structure, what sort of profits are you going to get from that service or product. Start start asking people questions, have little Zoom meetings online, do one-to-one calls, and really just ask people. This is how you learn. It's not an easy answer. To do research does take time, and sometimes you might think, oh, might as well give up. It's too much work. But really, just do your best. Take a break when you want to. And there's so much resources on the internet. Start doing little courses online on business. Start studying business books, use blogs, follow influencers, and soon you'll be getting an idea of how to do good research and bad research. Bad research is nothing bad. The only thing you can say is that you might have not done enough. This is where most startups fail because they don't know who they selling their products or bringing it to the market to, who is going to buy their service or product. That's so important initially. Once you get that right, everything does follow. I hope I've answered that question. How would someone best balance the team around them for the best outcome? Like I said, in your team, you really need someone who can do sales because if you're not good at selling or if you're not confident in speaking, then you need someone who can represent you. And it doesn't matter. You need someone who is aligned to your vision, your values, and you can actually set up a team who have these skills. So, for example, I have the skills of serving customers. My staff have the skills of serving clients by dispensing. My husband is a pharmacist. He likes to do dispensing and he likes to do other work. Everybody has a different skill set. So the best outcome we've realized is, where are your strengths? You put the people in your team who have these strengths and you slowly develop. There's no rush. Take your time. You might not get it right first time. I didn't. I was a delivery driver when I started my business, but I should have been customer service officer. But at the time, I still needed staff to deliver the medicine. So I realized that it's all about learning, getting it right. It takes time. Start a business is not easy. It's all trial and error. So hopefully I've answered your question. If you've got any more questions, and you can send it to me on my email, and I'm happy to do a Zoom one-to-one free session with you if you are really finding it difficult to research your idea. Do you have any advice on communication within the business and networking outside of the business? Yes, all the business networking I attend is really through online. I hardly have know anyone. So what I do is I just sign up for online events through Eventbrite. I just go to many events, take a leap of faith. Recently, I went on Talk Networking. I've never been on it before, but they welcomed me, and it was in Peterborough. So you can start coming out of your comfort zone, slowly build yourself on LinkedIn, online networking, Facebook groups, follow top influencers, answer and show engagement on their pages, and you will develop so much of your knowledge that way, and it will give you confidence to network with people that you don't know. It's very difficult initially when you're starting up. It is daunting, but it takes time, and then all you really need to be is yourself. I not change myself. I am who I am. I People take me for my authenticity. Don't try and be somebody else. Be yourself. That's my top skill here. Be yourself. You learn from your mistakes, and don't worry. If things go wrong, you just take a break, come back to it, and you get up again. It's all about problem solving. Life is all about problem solving. We're all here for a reason. We solve problems, and we make the problems seem easier as we go. As we get older, we learn how to accept certain problems, but initially when you're young, it does feel like a lot of problems on your plate. But what you do, just write your goals. Do a step by step goal planning. I normally use the smarter goals system. I find that much better because I can review my goals. I use a 90-day planner to plan myself. So I know what I'm doing tomorrow. I know what I'm doing in next month. This really helps time management skills. Any more questions I can answer for you? Whilst I'm here, I'd like to make it as interactive as possible, because I think this is where you get more value if I keep asking you questions or answering your questions. Thank you for giving me the opportunity today, though. I'm really looking forward to having more questions. Right, so the face-to-face communication is limited. So what I suggest is, if you can start up a little group of your own through workshops, that's the best way to start building your little bit of knowledge. So what you can do is just do a little workshop on your expertise. So if you're an expert in, say, piano or something like that, just have a little Zoom call with people who love piano. You start building connections, and slowly they will say where they've been going to other networking events, or you start talking online, and people say, oh, I've got this event online, I've got this event online, would you like to apply? And that's how you do it. You don't wait for the opportunity, you just create that opportunity. If it doesn't exist, you go on Eventbrite, and that's how you start networking. You can network now globally, so it shouldn't stop you just in the UK. You can global network is open to everybody. So I would imagine that now we've got more opportunities than we had before than face-to-face networking. Yes, it's different when you're online because we can't interact our emotions like we can when we're face-to-face. But it's only a temporary phase we're going through, and hopefully within a couple of years we'll be back to normal. I really believe that, and I'm so positive on it. This is just a temporary phase. Any more questions? Thank you for the questions so far. Right. The pandemic has affected slightly for me, but being a pharmacy, we are needed. So the only difference for me was that I had to rearrange the whole system of how we did business. We had to change. We had to change our policy of customers coming into the shop. So we are now allowed just one customer at a time, which means we lose footfall on the other side of our business. So then we introduce more delivery drivers, and so that way we can now get the medicines directly to their door, and if they need anything we sort of take an order and deliver that for them. So really we had to just readjust. And in fact, customers are happy that they're getting delivery to their door. Some of them prefer it that way. Some of them prefer coming into the shop, but they're still coming. So really, for me, there's not been much of a change. But I do understand a lot of small businesses have been affected, and I'm here to support them with my ideas on how they can take their business online. So if you know any small businesses who are suffering through pandemic, I have so many tips I can give them, which will help them become really uh, efficient and at the same time much better than what they were originally. So yes, there's positive news even through pandemic. I've seen lots of stories where the pandemic has not affected certain businesses, but it has affected department stores and lots of other small businesses. And I recommend that they can do what they're doing, but just have to adjust. They have to find ways of getting their products to their customers, either through delivery service, either through online service. And if they can manage to change that, then we will have such a lot of positivity, because partly it's not knowing what to do next. And this is why some of the businesses weren't prepared. And even now, you see a lot of shops are not prepared. And we hope that they will soon find ways to become online as well as having their shop store. There's so much we can do, and hopefully this will help them. What advice do you have regarding keeping passion and determination alive in a business? That's a good question. You see, passion is something, for me, it naturally comes because I want to help people. I really like solving their health issues. I like giving them the right medicines. For me, that is my passion. I like to make sure I've spotted the right, I've asked the right questions for them to have the right medication. That was my passion. The determination comes from your clients, really, because they will be the ones who will be saying, thank you, you really supported me, you've really helped me, I am back on my feet, you've solved the problem for me. And that is my biggest why I can give you. That is what gets me out of the bed every morning to go and work, to give that solution to my customers. And if they've got any problems, they know they can come to me and I can solve them. That is the secret to your business success, because if you know you can help your clients solve their problems, then they will stay with you as much as you've got your business running. So very loyal. You need to build loyalty through passion, through determination, and having the right team and support behind you, because if you don't have all that, it's really difficult to have the motivation and the drive. So really you need a good team. You need to also look at yourself. You need to have your own self-care. That is doing like walking, exercise, anything that helps you forget work for the moment and have your me time. And then you come back positive, recharged, your batteries are recharged. And that's what is giving me the determination. I have that little bit of me time to come back to my business, then I can do much more for them. What advice do you have regarding keeping passion in it, which I've already answered? And I've only got 5 minutes left, so any more before I wrap up? I'm really happy to answer any more questions, and I really appreciate each question because it helps me with my learning. And I hope you have found this masterclass really useful, because I'm always here at hand. If you're finding you're struggling with anything, please drop me a message on my email, and I'll be happy to answer your problem really. So please, I want to see more entrepreneurs and hopefully we can have a positive 2021. Thank you for listening. I'm so happy to be here, and it's been a pleasure serving you all. And hope you enjoy the rest of the sessions which are going through on the Start Scale-Up Summit. I'll be joining some of them too. Thank you.